Good afternoon. It is Thursday, 13th of August. I'm back in the reading nook, and it is a slightly damp, muggy afternoon. Currently waiting to see whether it's going to really rain, but before that I've got another unboxing, so let's go ahead. So here we go. Yeah, right, there we go. It's going to be really quick and simple because it's a fairly short, small book, that I can tell you. So pulling that out, there we go. And reaching in, we have got, oh, okay, Buried Bones creating in the Realms of Pugmire. Now this is utterly unexpected. I wasn't expecting this. I thought it might be something else. But this is published by Onyx Path Publishing, by Peg Study. Okay. It's by Eddie Webb, and if you don't know it, Pugmire essentially is what it looks like is the fantasy role-playing game of playing dogs in a Dungeons and Dragons style setting. It's a bit more than that. It's really about exploring the world and being essentially a good dog in a world left behind by the disappearance of mankind. I've reviewed the core book and I reviewed some other supplements as well. They're generally a lot of fun. There's a nice sort of like heroic aspect to them, but it's also a post-apocalyptic setting if you dig into it just a little bit. So, Pugmire. Is Pugmire a joke? No, because it can be so much more. Let's quote from the back from Eddie Webb. Since the release of Pugmire, creator Eddie Webb has got a lot of questions. Is Pugmire a funny game? Can I play my favourite dog? What products inspired the game? How can I make my Pugmire game as authentic as possible? Collecting a variety of internal documents, email exchanges, blog posts and community content projects, Buried Bones is the ultimate guide to creating in the Realms of Pugmire. Whether you're making your own products for the Canis Minor community content program. Now, that is another community content program, much like the Miskatonic repository and Johnstone Compendium for RuneQuest and HeroQuest, and sort of all grown out for related games, but specifically for Pugmire and the cat-related role-playing game, which is Monarchies of Mao. Yes, so whether you're making your own products for the Canis Minor community content program, want to make your personal Pugmire chronicle as accurate as possible, or are just interested in some of the behind-the-scenes details of the world, Buried Bones is the book to read. The Writer's Guide, it contains basically the Writer's Guide shared with all Pugmire and Monarchies of Mao creators. A number of blogs related to the Realms of Pugmire rewritten for this edition, a handy guide to help people convert material from 5th edition OGL to Pugmire or Monarchies of Mao, and answers to frequently asked questions about the lore of the world and the mechanics of the RPGs. Nice thing about Monarchies of Mao is essentially if you played Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, you can pick this up fairly easily. It's really it's a case of essentially a lot of the classes are kind of mapped onto dogs, a species and so on. And it's it's a nice little game. So let's just have a look inside. It's full of good artwork like that. So if you like your fantasy anthropomorphic animals, the Pugmire is the thing to go for, especially if you like dogs. And there's basically dog fighting an artifact of the ages. So I don't know what that could be, but essentially one of the things about the setting is that you have a lot of magical items and sort of spells are sort of are not so much spells technically, they're really artifacts of based what that mankind left behind. So you have a scrying mirror. Well, that might not be a scrying mirror. It might actually be an iPad, for example. That's like fantastically. That's nicely cinematic. One of the sort of like constant enemies of the setting is rats, especially for monarchies of Mao, and then for obviously the ones of the badgers. And then there's a sort of like the monarchies of Mao, and especially Pugmire go to sea, so you can actually play parrots or birds and so on. So this is something just a bit different. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, thoroughly impressed by the look of this book. It's a really nice looking book. The artwork is fantastic. Only 40 pages long, so it's been a while since I've reviewed anything for Pugmire. So this will be fun to review. So thank you to Onyx Path Publishing for sending that to me. I do appreciate your support, and I hope you come back for more unboxing in the Nook. Thanks for watching.